So I got a replacement spring for my Charger EXT, and when taking it apart to replace the spring, I thought I would go through some of the inner workings of it. So this is the auto retract spring. You can see this is where it broke, where it would normally attach to the center shaft. So I'll show that here. This is that center shaft, and you can see it right there. Oops, I grabbed it. That's where the spring broke. So lots and lots of use out of my Charger EXT. Hundreds of shots. No real concern. Not a big deal that it broke. I think I would consider a spring like that to be a wear item. It's a nice feature to have the auto retract, but some of those features do require periodic replacement, so not a big deal. But anyways, so this shaft goes down in the spring. It'll be interesting to see how well I do getting that new one attached, but you can see the bearing there. So I'll attach the new spring with this small Allen screw first. Use red Loctite as shown in Excalibur's video. Put that new spring in there that they sent me. Other parts of the inner working for you to see how it gets its silent anti-reverse is that's a one-way bearing. So like Honda and Yamaha ATVs, they have a Sprague clutch, also known as a one-way bearing. That's what that is right there. And so it really only allows rotation in one direction. And that one-way bearing is connected to the teeth on this side. So the button, the release, and the push to cock button, those teeth right there are what that grabs. And so then when that's engaged, that keeps the shaft from spinning. I'll show you. I'll set that right there. And then this larger diameter right here is what fits down in this Sprague clutch or one-way bearing to give it the silent anti-reverse. So those things handle probably millions of cycles in ATVs, so pretty trustworthy in this application, I would say. I'll add to this video if there's anything else I encounter putting it back together. This is the other half of the Charger EXT body, and one thing I noticed when I took it apart, because there's no audio in Excalibur's video, so I wasn't able to know this in advance, but you'll see right now this lever is just moving freely. Where you're using it, it locks into place, push to cock mode. What I found when I pulled it apart, I got really lucky to find it, to get it back. There was a little spring and detent ball at that point right there. You can see my parts tray. Pretty small ball and spring there. So yeah, when I first pulled this left side cover off, I had it right side up, and I moved the lever, and all of a sudden that ball shot out of there. Was not expecting it whatsoever. But I got lucky, and I saw where it landed on the floor, and I was able to retrieve that little ball. The spring stayed in there. So similar to a trigger unit, the ball's in spring in there. Got to be careful pulling it apart. Let's see, the other thing, pulling off these. One side that the pin punched out really easy, and the other side the pin punched out very difficult. And under the right side one of these, there is a little wave washer. See in the parts tray right there. So be aware of that. My left side did not have one of those wave washers. So other than that, it's a pretty simple assembly with halves in the spring, and then 2 of these. You got your centerpiece with the one-way clutch, and then the little ball in the spring. So we'll see how this new spring goes back in there.